Google is coming for your business. This is all about my story. It started yesterday, and I want all of you to be aware of potentially what's going on. I mean, there are a lot of changes going on in the world. So let's dive in. Welcome back. I am Christine Gold. I am the founder of the Soul Healers Community and Retreat Center. I am also psychic medium, author, speaker, Reiki master. I have created courses and mentorships all based on soul healing and empowerment. And I guide empaths who feel anxious, overwhelmed, and codependent to naturally stepping into who they truly are at a soul level. Now, I woke up yesterday, did all my things, meditation, prayer, yoga, and taking care of myself. I don't touch my email or social media or anything for at least 1 hour. I take 1 hour for myself because I know if I don't, then I'm not walking the walk and talking the talk. So let's get into this. I went into my email, and I'm actually going to share my screen here. Yes, here we go. So I'm clicking yes. So as you can see here, I have two businesses. I'm also a pet care and home care provider. So I do a lot of house and pet sitting. But as you can see here, Christine J. Gold has been suspended. Now, when I go in to manage my profile, it is saying my business is not visible to customers. And my access has been suspended because this profile doesn't follow the guidelines. So when I go to, learn more, so I'm going to learn more. And it has a video about fixing suspended or disabled profiles. And before you submit an appeal. So here are your guidelines. Apparently, you need to gather all your evidence, and you have 60 minutes to do so once you hit the appeal button. You must have, and I'm going to highlight these, official business registration, a business license, a tax certificate, and or utility bills for electricity, phone, water, and internet. So I know that there are a lot of nomads in the world. I happen to be one of them. So for me, I don't put in my home address, although I had to be verified by Google. It was a series of steps, receiving something in the mail along with a password and verifying that way. But all of my mail goes to a relative's address. Now, sure, I could send them, I've went to send them my utility bill for my cell phone at that address. We will see what happens, but apparently it can take up to 45 days before you get an answer back. But, they're really not, from what I've read from all the community forums on Google, because you cannot actually talk to anybody in chat or on the phone. You cannot actually talk to anybody. They have so many gatekeepers. They basically want you to go in the community and you guys can figure out for yourself while you're waiting on the Google gods to either approve your appeal or deny it. And from what I've been seeing, people are not getting a reason why. And it talked about the guidelines. Yes. So we'll go back here. And it said that it was a profile violation. So when you go into and look at guidelines, they talk about basic, they talk about content, they talk about, look at all these guidelines. So you're gonna have to go through about 100 different guidelines and try to figure out which one it is, because they don't actually tell you what it was. Was it the name? Was it the address? Was it having too many areas, too many locations? Was it deceptive practices? I mean, I understand that they're looking to weed out scammers because, there's a lot of them. People have been taken for a lot. Everyone claims to do this and do that. In fact, there is a business now to help you get your Google business profile back online. If you pay $39.99, we'll help you with that. Do you see where this is going? So they're also wanting to make sure that all businesses, including anyone who is a digital nomad, be an official business, either have a registration, a business license, and a tax certificate. So guess where this is going? This is going to help the government collect taxes. This is going to help other businesses that are connected to the government. So you can see where it really, for me, I get it. I am a business, and I've been on Google profile, had a business profile since 2019. 2019, never had any issues ever until yesterday. And there are other people. I went and looked in the form, and I, went and searched and see if, and there are a lot of other people in the same boat, and they don't know how to fix it, and they're not sure where they're going to get answers. Because it looks like Google's in the business of making you jump through hoops. And not only that, I've seen people who've been in business for 20 years who have physical brick and mortar locations with hundreds of reviews. Now they vanished. So what is a business to do? What is a digital nomad to do? And there's tons of people on YouTube telling you got to go through this. So basically, you got to become an expert, not only about Google Business Profile, going through every single thing. And from the information, because I took a whole day yesterday, I spent a whole day figuring this out, what I might have done wrong. And the only thing I've concluded so far, and we won't know any more until I hear back from Google, so this might be a couple weeks. Sure, no problem. We'll take a pause. Is I recently signed up with Wix for my website because they do SEO and they link everything with Gmail and the Gmail workspace and with Google. And I thought, this is amazing. This will help. As it was creating keywords for my business, because I'm a psychic medium, it was coming up with psychic medium Christine Gold. Now I've transitioned a little bit where I am going to be just, a person, not a title. So I wanted it to be Christine Gold because it's listed on my Google profile as psychic medium Christine Gold. And I changed it to Christine Gold. I believe that using my intuition and my spidey senses, that's the issue. But they don't tell you that. They just tell you you're suspended and you violated a guideline. Great. Google makes billions. And it seems like the world of social media and AI and Google or even billionaires, where they can do whatever they want to whoever at any time. Like they have all this control. They don't. They really don't. They'd like to think they do, but you guys are not the end all. And if I can help someone set up their Google profile properly, especially if they're going to connect it to SEO, and your website, everything has to be the same. Your business name, your business address, your SEO, your website, and your Google profile. That's what I learned. And I'm not opposed to learning anything. Believe me, I'm always learning. In fact, yesterday I had told a colleague of what was going on with my profile. And he said to me, you know what, Google, he says, I could care less about Google. He says, they have nothing to do with my business, and I'm okay with that. I don't need to be found online. I don't need a million reviews. He says, I know what I do, and how I help people. And the proof is in their transformation. And I thought, and I thanked him. I said, thank you for putting this into perspective, because the lesson of Atlantis, the lesson of artificial intelligence is balance. You cannot put everything, be all, end all, online. And I'm, really realizing this from 2024 till now. I'm really enjoying the in-person experiences more than the online experiences. And yes, here I am on YouTube. I do have a community. This has brought me back to my first vision board from 2020. There were a bunch of things on there. Motorcycle, yes, I got my motorcycles license. I rode motorcycles. I did that. I also had Bora Bora and Bali on there. Not realized yet, but I know it's coming. Because I do a lot of traveling, retreats, and my big vision, like my mentor challenged me, you have all these goals, you want mentorships and you want to speak and you want to write a book and all these things, creating an oracle deck. I've done a lot of wonderful things, but she said, what is your what is your dream vision? What is the big whale, the Moby Dick? For me, and it always has been, is to have a community and a retreat center on owned private land where people come to not only heal their mind, but their body and their soul. They get to connect and reconnect with themselves and others, and bringing in practitioners who, have their own specialties that can come in, because I can't do everything and I don't want to. So it brought me back to 2020. So I'm going all in. Soul Healers Community Retreat Center. I have a business plan fleshed out. I have a marketing plan. I have all these objectives, fundraising, angel investors, and I'm going to make this a corporation because I looked at the differences between a numbered company, a not-for-profit, a sole proprietor, and a corporation. And I landed on corporation. So that is what Spirit is calling me to do right now, because I've been playing it safe in a way. So this is bringing it back full circle. So if you want to be part of the Soul Healers Community Retreat Center, I'm going to leave some links for you. Donations. I don't know if I'm going to do a Kickstarter, GoFundMe. I have no idea. I prefer not to because it's quite flooded, and I'd like to make this more personable through you, the members, whether you join me on YouTube or you donate privately. I'd love to have you. And I also I flushed all of this out on Copilot. It's an amazing tool. Whatever tool you use, Gemini, Copilot, Chat GPT, Claude, there's a bunch, right? I flushed it out and I asked, where are the best locations around the world? Where should this be? Well, it picked Canmore, which I happen to be right now. Always loved Canmore. My son was born here. I have a lot of connection here. I have a lot of connection to some lovely practitioners who are involved, with moon therapy, shamanic practices, gene keys. And speaking of gene keys, I'll come back to that because that's another interesting, it's come back full circle. It also mentioned New Zealand. It, of course, mentioned Sedona. Duh. It mentioned Costa Rica, which, I love South and Central Americas. And it mentioned Mexico. So for me, I feel like I'm leaning more on the warmer side because people can eat better. It's eternal spring. You're getting your natural dose of vitamin C, right? We will see. I mean, you can comment below where you think this this retreat center is. I'd love to know. Maybe you have land. I would love to connect with you. And I know there's a lot of off-grid folks around the world. a lot of nomadic co-living retreat spaces out there. I've connected with quite a few. And now I'm going to bring this back to full circle here. Gene Keys. I had a mini reading gifted to me by Matthew Ashton. I believe he's on Vancouver Island. Hi, Matthew. Um, and I went back and listened to it recently, and I'm like, wow, like, 6 years later, crazy, crazy. All the things he said, I mean, that were based in the Gene Keys. Spot on, man. Telling stories, community, very intuitive, very sensitive, especially to EMF and, any type of radiation that's going on right now, right? 5G, all of that. It just brought it back for me. So I took the audio, I dumped it in Descript, which is amazing, by the way, if you need something like that, where you take video and then you can make blogs and whatever you want out of it. And then I put it into Copilot, and I asked Copilot to summarize the Gene Key reading. Mind blown. So now that's part of my map, part of my vision. Speaking of that, have you done a vision board? Have you done a dream vision map? Do you know what type of archetype? Like, are you an activator? Are you a generator? Are you a manifester? I would love to know either way. So I'm keeping this short and sweet. Let me know if this has affected you by any means. Let me know if you'd love to donate, if you'd like to collaborate and be part of this as well. I am also giving a shout out because I had a beautiful coffee date with Caitlin Cunningham, the visionary, the creator of the Rockies Restorative Retreat in Canmore. So, there's a beautiful thing that happens when you're connected with authentic, like-minded people. People who are doing more than you, because people who are smarter than you naturally will become, right? So who's your circle? Who are you surrounding yourself with? I want to know. And I can't wait to see you next time. Let me know what's going on for you, and take care of yourself. Hello, and thank you so much for your interest in the Soul Healers Retreat. This is my first of many retreats, and I wanted it to be something of a soul healing, soul retrieval, soul recovery, soul reset type of retreat. I've personally been to this retreat center. It's a Bee and Bear. It's out in Twin Butte, which is very, very close to Waterton, bordering Montana, the mountains. It's on 16 acres. You will be nourished, mind, body, and soul. Each day, there'll be one or two activities, but most of the time will be spent with your journal, in meditation, in nature, and really getting grounded into who you truly are at a soul level. Can't wait to connect with you, whether you decide to book a call with me to see if it's a right fit for you, or if you just sign up. Either way, I'd love to have you. Be on the lookout for future retreats. I'm looking at Peru, Guatemala, France, Mexico. If there's a place that you've always wanted to go, just send it to me. You can send me an email info@christine.gold. Either way, I look forward to seeing you and take care.